Alright, I'm exhausted. It's about 2:05, but I must go check with the barracks. So let me get going. So I got the shortcut action, I will use that.
As you stand at Lanford's crossroads, you recall its quicker routes. Narrow back streets, hidden passages, and paths known only to locals, now familiar to you. Taking a shortcut lets you bypass the usual crowds and distractions, reducing your travel time to about 2 hours. Where will you go?
I'm gonna go to the barracks. Where else?
You make your way through the familiar shortcuts, navigating past bustling streets and quieter paths until you arrive at Lanford's barracks.
It's time to talk to the captain of the guard.
The stern facade of Lanford Guard Barracks looms ahead, its presence a stark reminder of the city's order. As you approach the entrance, a guard with a rigid posture, emblematic of the discipline and vigilance of the city's protectors, meets you. Inquiring about the captain's whereabouts, he assesses you briefly, then directs you towards a heavy wooden door down the hall, marked with the guard's insignia. You proceed down the corridor, your footsteps echoing off the stone walls. Upon reaching the captain's office, you knock firmly, your determination steadying your nerves. "Enter," calls a voice, authoritative yet weary. As you step into the room, you're greeted by a scene of controlled chaos. The captain, a figure whose posture speaks to years of service and the weight of burdens, is seated behind a cluttered desk. His surroundings are a whirlwind of reports, maps, and missives. He looks up, eyes quickly assessing you. "I've been awaiting your news. What have you discovered?" His tone is direct, his focus sharp, intent on grasping the heart of the situation.
Simple. The situation extends beyond BFFs. I've spoken with multiple merchants. Each has reported shadowy figures and a chilling, almost supernatural presence. You begin providing a concise summary to lay foundation of your report.
You take a deep breath and begin relaying your findings, starting with Garrett's description of shadowy figures and chilling presence, then Luis's account of a wraith-like thief and the atmosphere's ominous change. You detail Mordred's vampire theory, the stolen wolfsbane from Thalia's shop, and the pervasive fear among the merchants, especially evident in Horton's hesitance. "A vampire," he echoes, seemingly more to himself, his skepticism clashing with the unfolding reality. He resumes pacing, each step measured and deliberate.
Let me assure you, Captain, there's a general consensus that the Thieves Guild isn't behind this. The merchants and residents are terrified, and it's not simply due to a common feat. That's indisputable.
The captain's office, cluttered with maps and reports, feels increasingly confined as he shuts the door, a palpable sense of gravity filling the room. He turns to you, his eyes reflecting deep, unspoken concerns. "This news is unsettling and far from the usual petty crimes we're accustomed to dealing with," he says. He stops, locking eyes with you. "There's another matter, something we've kept quiet to avoid causing a panic. There's been a series of murders, brutal and inexplicable, across Lanford. We've been at a loss, no suspects, no motives. Just bodies drained of blood, left in the shadows. Our physician's reports, well, they align disturbingly with your findings. If what you suggest is true, if this creature, this vampire, is indeed here in Lanford," he begins, pausing as if the words themselves are difficult to believe, "then we're facing a threat I never imagined. This is beyond the guard's usual scope or that of a mercenary. He walks back to his desk, a slow, deliberate stride that speaks of a man recalibrating his understanding of the world. He leans forward, hands braced against the ancient wood, his posture reminiscent of a seasoned commander bracing for an unseen, unpredictable war. His eyes meet yours, and in them, you see a mix of gratitude, determination, and a hint of fear. I consider your favor to the guard paid in full. Your findings have been invaluable, and for that, you have my thanks, he says, his voice firm despite the uncertainty that underlies the current situation. Just ensure your friend Janice stays out of trouble. We have enough on our hands without adding to it.
Thank you, Captain. You respond with a nod, your voice steadily and respectful. I'll take my leave now.
The captain gives you a final nod, silently acknowledging the conversation's gravity. Stay vigilant, he finally adds. Turning on your heel, you exit the office, the door closing softly behind you.
Okay, I am totally exhausted. Gonna go take a nap, and later on I'll take care of other things. Let's just take a little walk, while shall we? Ah, what is this? Evening's glow. Daylight breathes life into Linford's residential district, where the cobblestone paths gleam under the sun's caress. Children's laughter echoes out the walls of warmly lit cottages adorned with climbing ivy and blooming flowers. In the window boxes, artisans and wandering vendors, their voices a lively blend barter goods amidst the fragrances of fresh bread and blooming gardens. Soren Mortlake? Yes, let me go talk to him.
As the afternoon sun casts long shadows, you come across a figure standing before a public notice, awkwardly positioned and barely legible. He squints, tilting his head in an attempt to decipher the message, a look of frustration evident as he shuffles for a better view.
See which one would. I will go with number one. Looks like they put that up for birds to read, not people, you chuckle, stepping up beside him. Need an extra pair of eyes? I'm pretty good at reading upside down and in hieroglyphics if necessary.
He shoots you a sharp look, clearly taken aback by your tone. Yet, there's a stubborn set to his jaw as he steps closer to the notice, determined to prove himself. You've sparked a fire, but perhaps not the kind you intended. Ignore him and continue on your way.
It's at midnight at the inn. Ah, common room. I can meet some guests. Talk to Elizabeth.
At a secluded table by the window, a woman in deep violet silk sits perfectly still, a goblet of dark liquid resting untouched beside her. The candlelight sharpens the pale angles of her face, stark against her dark hair, yet in the glass of the window, her reflection seems oddly faint. She watches the room with quiet patience, her amethyst eyes steady and unreadable. Though she does nothing to draw attention, there is something about her that unsettles the space around her, subtle but undeniable. A traveler at the bar shifts in his seat, glancing her way before looking quickly elsewhere, though she gives no sign that she has noticed or cares. You step up to her table and clear your throat. Excuse me, may I have a moment? This sounds like it's going to cost me. What is it?
I will introduce myself. Hello, Elizabeth. We haven't had the chance to meet yet. I'm Eric.
Elizabeth regards you with polite curiosity before offering a handshake. She nods. Nice to meet you, Eric. The conversation flows easily, and though brief, it leaves a positive impression.
Let's talk some other time. Think it'll be a good time to talk to Olivia.
You approach the bar, where Olivia, the innkeeper, polishes a glass with a practiced hand. Her auburn hair cascades over her shoulders, framing a face that carries the light of hospitality and the grace of the hearth. She looks up and greets you with a warm smile.
I'll get to know you better. How did you come to run the Golden Sparrow?
Olivia, wiping a glass with a practiced hand, looks up with a sharp glint in her eye. Ah, it's been a decade since I took over from my father. He fell ill, and someone had to keep the sparrow soaring.
It must have been tough taking such a big responsibility.
Olivia, a slight smile playing on her lips, tough? Perhaps. But I'm not one to shy away from a challenge. This tavern, these patrons, they're my family. And you don't let family down. I've kept this place running through storms and droughts, and I'll keep it going through whatever else the fates throw our way.
Do you ever take any time off from tending to the inn?
Olivia chuckles softly. Respite. In our line of work, that's as rare as a quiet tavern night. But on the odd occasion when peace descends, I delight in nestling by the hearth with a favored tome. There's something about the fire's crackle and stories of distant lands that's just soothing. Yet, such moments are scarce, she admits with a wistful smile. And what pursuits occupy you when you find a moment of leisure? Leisure, now that's a notion, Olivia says with a laugh. But when I do snatch a moment, I'm fond of tending to the herb garden out back. It's serene, and there's a certain satisfaction in watching things flourish. Plus, it's quite beneficial for the kitchen. Nothing surpasses fresh herbs in a stew, she adds, her eyes reflecting her passion for these simpler joys.
Perhaps one of these days you could show me your garden. I'd love to see it.
Olivia's eyes sparkle at the mention of her garden. I'd be delighted, she responds, her voice warm. There's a special charm to the scent of fresh herbs and spices in the air. It's a small haven of peace amid the inn's daily bustle. Her tone carries the weight of many untold stories, much like the variety of plants she nurtures so diligently. Each plant tells a tale, you see. The rosemary, with its needle-like leaves, is as robust as it is aromatic. The thyme, fragile yet sturdy, brings a subtle warmth to any meal. She pauses, her smile growing. And then there's the lavender. Not just for its fragrance, but for the tranquility it imparts. It's a slice of the serene vistas beyond Lanford, right here in my own little patch.
We'll talk to you later.
Of course, Olivia replies understandingly. Take your time. The Golden Sparrow is your home as long as you're here. If you need anything or just want to chat, you know where to find me, she says with a friendly nod, giving you space to relax and explore the inn at your own pace.
I'm gonna go to the inn room and I'm gonna go ahead and take my rest.
Navigating the familiar hallways of the Golden Sparrow, you reach your room, a modest yet comfortable space that Olivia has taken great care to ensure feels welcoming. The room is adorned with simple furnishings, a sturdy wooden bed with a feather mattress, a small table with a wash basin, and a candle holder with a half-burnt candle. As you close your eyes, the comfort of the bed envelopes you, allowing the stress and excitement of the day to fade away. You drift into a deep, restful sleep, your body and mind recovering for the adventures that await tomorrow.
Go to the common room. We have some more guests to talk to. I have Darcy and I have Vargas. I'll talk to Vargas.
A large figure sits alone near the far wall, his massive arms resting on the table, unmoving. The dim candlelight flickers across the faded runes etched into his leather harness, their meaning long worn by time. Patrons give him a wide berth, their glances cautious and their whispers hushed. His tankard remains full, fingers curled around it as if forgotten, his piercing blue eyes fixed on something distant, something internal. When a serving boy hesitantly steps forward, he does not look up. He only shakes his head before murmuring a quiet request for bread. There is no aggression in his stillness, yet something in his presence keeps even the curious at a distance. You step up to his table and clear your throat. Excuse me, may I have a moment? Excuse me, may I have a moment? Hmm. Oh, sure. Just make it quick.
Let me introduce myself. Hello, Vargas. We haven't had the chance to meet yet. I'm Eric.
Vargas regards you with polite curiosity before offering a handshake. He nods. Nice to meet you, Eric. The conversation flows easily, and though brief, it leaves a positive impression.
Let's talk some other time. Looks like I'll talk to you.
Near the fireplace, a human woman sits with the composed stillness of someone who is always aware of her surroundings. Her cloak, damp from the morning mist, hangs over the back of her chair, carrying the scent of earth and steel. Olivia passes by and sets down a plate without asking, earning a small nod in return. As she eats, her golden eyes scan the room, pausing now and then on passing merchants, murmuring scribes, or anything that hints at the day's first trouble. She does not seek conversation, but there is something about her presence that suggests she would not hesitate to act if needed. You step up to her table and clear your throat. Excuse me, may I have a moment? Can it wait? I'm swamped with work right now.
Hello, Darcy. We haven't had the chance to meet yet. I'm Eric.
Darcy regards you with polite curiosity before offering a handshake. She nods. Nice to meet you, Eric. The conversation flows easily, and though brief, it leaves a positive impression.
You know what? I'm thinking about recruiting. I might recruit her. I'm putting together an adventuring group. You look like someone who can handle yourself. Care to join?
Darcy shifts her weight, eyes narrowing in thought. I guess, yeah, alright. I'll give it a shot, Eric. And so, your adventures together begin. Who knows what trials and triumphs await? Leave.
Since I have an extra person for my party, let's check. What is this? Active party. To locked in, we have Darcy. Confirm party selection. I will confirm. You know what? Since it's daylight, we can go ahead and go to the deranged tournament and see how things will go. Let's go ahead and take a minor little walk. Yeah, let's go here. Hosting lodge, we can check that again. Let's talk to Freya.
In the quiet of a less trodden path, the sight of a woman with a puzzled expression captures your attention. The map in her hands is a relic of the past, held upside down, adding to the charm of her dilemma.
Alright, of all my choices, the one that seemed to be more of his personality would be his, yes, 6. This path you're on, even with an outdated map, could lead to unexpected discoveries. What are you hoping to find?
I could use some help, she admits.
Now I'll go ahead and help her.
She looks up, relief washing over her face as she accepts your offer. As you walk together, pointing out landmarks and shortcuts, she shares stories of her travels. I'm Kira, she finally introduces herself, gratitude evident in her voice.
Eric, at your service. You respond with a courteous nod. It was my pleasure to assist.
Kira's eyes light up with appreciation, a genuine smile broadening on her face as she turns to leave.
Ah, there's someone else. Ursula Braintree?
As you weave through the bustling street, your attention is drawn to a woman, arms laden with grocery bags, a carrot top peeking out, threatening to leap to freedom. The crowd ebbs around her, oblivious to her struggle.
A daring adventure against the rebellious groceries. Count me in, you quip, your eyes twinkling with mischief.
She looks up, surprised, then smiles, charmed by the playful offer. I could use a hero in my epic saga, she flirts back as you help secure the escaping ingredients, the air between you charged with flirtatious energy.
And we got, it's getting late. We got one more. Ah, Aldor Norwood.
The stranger regards you for a brief moment. The stranger regards you for a brief moment.
Ask him for information. Yes. Can you tell me how to get to the deranged hermit tavern from here?
He gestures down the road, giving you directions. You thank him and move on. That's all. Thanks.
Yes, this will be a good time to stop, because the next step is going to be the deranged hermit. So I will wrap it up. Thank you for listening. If you made it this far, leave something in the comments. And thank you for listening, and have a nice day.